Yo guys, what's up? Welcome to another edition of the Express Online with me, Vince SP. Another edition of the Inside 101. And this time, I have my other special friend. Like, I have weird friends. Let me talk about why I say I have weird friends. It's not every day where you sit with a person who write 3 maths books. Like, who does that? Only him, he does that. Let me allow him to introduce himself for the man. And what does he do? Brother man, how are you?
My name is Ho. Kiteng Hukai.
Kikren.
Sure.
Teboho Madisha, aka Prem VK.
Prem VK, yo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you do?
Basically, I try to teach the philosophy of mathematics.
Okay.
Number one. And I try to write sensible things in music. And
Okay.
every now and then I get to Amundili.
Okay.
But otherwise, in general, I try to write sensible things. And I try to reach out to people who are what mathematics is.
Okay. So that is what you do. You're a maths. Am I right when I say you're a maths genius, or you don't want that title?
Not maths, but the mindset. Not the maths.
Okay. But you know maths. With that, some of us.
Not the face of some of you.
Okay.
Just I know who and then you do it practically every day.
Okay. That is stable for you. Special friend. Told you. There'll be more special moments. So, Teboho, there's I think there are reports that came out from Africa Check, the program for international student assessment, PISA.
Yeah.
Which reported that South Africans is ranked way below with mathematics.
Okay.
146.
Yeah.
Way below.
Yeah.
Where is the problem?
The removal of raw material from underground affects the mentality of Africans at a particular point in time. That's number one. As long as the raw material are taken out of the ground into the surface, it actually changes the concentration of African nature. It increases the sensibility to be attracted to other things instead of their mindset that is proper for proper education. And number two, practice and interest. People may not have interest in what mathematics can do.
What do you mean?
If I give an example, if I ask anybody what is All-Star, or if I say who is a Chimroka, for example, or who is playing a particular character on Scandal, you're gonna give me details who this person is, what they do. You're gonna tell me, oh, I can get All-Star at this shop and that one and this one and that one, because you have interest in it. You have details for it, okay? You have interest. You've invested your time in it, but you will not do the same thing with maths. You just wanna, okay, they told me it's like this, okay, great. Then you don't invest your time and interest in why it is like that. Okay, but with the other subjects, I call everything else you do outside. Like, for example, you see somebody having a certain haircut, and then you ask them, what is that? And they tell you that's like it's a straight back. Oh, where do you do it? And then you take the interest.
So there's a lack of interest.
Yes, there's no
maths.
interest. Yeah.
Let's also look into, you said something, you said they told me. Let's look into the notion that maths has. When I was growing up, taking maths in school was like, yo, the maths. Man, maths is tough, You need time to practice. You need all of this. How do we get out of this notion that mathematics is hard? And I think from the previous generation that parented us, we grew up with this thing, our maths is difficult, right? And when you are facing a mathematics teacher, you always remember that thing, our maths is difficult. How do we change that from us, this generation, making sure that by 2000, they find it easy with mathematics and changing that mentality from my 2000 to my 3000. That's sweet. Already want to change the notion.
It all starts with realizing your situation. Né? I think what happens here is that people don't realize where they are. Like, hello, waiture wasogola go high. Like you have problems. You want to solve them.
Yeah.
There's two types of people who attack a problem. One, those who are going to aggressively solve it as a collective. Two, those who will decide to ignore it, maybe let's say get drunk or maybe just do any other activity to avoid the problem. You act as if the problem doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So the biggest issue here is not realizing what does mathematics do. And if you don't realize what there's so many countries like China that benefited from the subject. If you look at a mere glass, underneath the glass is written Indonesia to tell you this is made in Indonesia. Now this is a mold, okay? You get a mold and you can get tons of glasses and they bring them here to South Africa. You don't ask yourself questions, why am I buying these things from other people? If you look at it on an economic basis, you're thinking, no, I'm just spending money and somebody's giving it to me. No, this person must have designed it, must have done it. What do they require for that? They require machinery for that. What will this do for me if I sell 1 million of these glasses? Okay, it will create money for me, then I sort out my problem at home. If you don't realize you have problems, if you don't realize there's a solution to your problems, then you always go to, and the problem is most of us, we gravitate towards ignoring the fact that we have problems as black people, or even people in general. You ignore your problems, you try to get drunk, you try to have the party. In your mindset, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday don't exist. The only days that exist is Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Because you really want to get away from your problems. But this is the world of problems.
Okay.
It starts there. Not realizing your actual problem. What is your problem? No, I live in such and such a place. I don't want to live in this place anymore. Then what's the solution? Once you realize that, then you bite the bullet. If you're going to say the subject is hard, now you're restricting yourself from actually achieving the things you could achieve. Okay? So somebody's telling you that math is hard, but did they put food on your table? If he's put food on your table, fine. But as long as he's not, tell him, yeah, thank you, it's hard for you, but I'm going to fight it because I know what it's going to do for me.
But do we grow up with that ideology of I know what it will do for me, or the problem also comes later, one wants to do maths just for the sake of passing? I feel like most of those who are in school, our mindset is drawn around I just want to pass.
Yeah.
You know, and that's it.
Okay.
Because your motivation is limited to only grade 12. In terms of beyond that, you're like, I'll see after I matriculate what I will do. You know, do you think that also plays a role, that we just want to pass grade 12 and then from there we'll figure out what life throws at us?
Yes, that's true. We don't think mathematics, accounting as a skill.
Yeah.
We just think it's a subject. But then there you were spending a lot of time learning a skill. Not necessarily a skill of calculating, but a skill of focus, because you're required to focus to get anything done. But you are thinking, I need to pass. Somebody has sent me to school. My mom has sent me to school. My dad the system has sent me to school, so I just need to pass. Okay? But if you change your mentality and say, okay, this is a skill I need. Just that. Only just shift to say, this is a skill I need for. So you project. Okay, this is 2021. By 2025, like you were saying, 3,000. By 2025, this is what I would want to have. So we don't have that vision. We don't see that. We only see now. What is to enjoy now? So okay, I got this homework done. Let's put it to the side. Oh, let's go watch TV. That we don't have. Okay, what happens in 2025? What happens in 2030? We don't have that in our mindset. We don't see what at the end of the day, it's not about the now. It's about what will happen tomorrow. You can change tomorrow today. But for you to change tomorrow today, you need to realize, I need a particular skill. So perfect that skill. I'll give you an example. It may be a mundane example. It takes your mother 3 to 4 years to teach you how to cross a road. She saved your life for years. But it's a skill that you can ignore, but it requires mathematical thinking. Because when you're sitting there, you actually calculate the speed of the car, how far it is, the distance, and the speed of it. If I cross now, it will hit me. But your mother teaches you mathematics before you even get to class.
Those kids who pass maths with flying colors, and there are those who are pass maths 99 out of 100. Half is a alle class. Are you one of those? Yes, okay. Then half is a class. And then there are those who get 16 out of 100. You know, and they are cool with it. They're like, hey, at least this time I got 16. Hopefully in the next text I'll get 18. And they are cool with it. Those who pass maths, how do they get it right?
They do what you do when you learn how to cook. If I'm gonna go take you to the kitchen, I said to you, let's say when you're cooking pap, make sure the water is boiling. So you paid attention to the first rule. Make sure the water is boiling. Then somebody puts a pap with cold water. You're not gonna get pap.
Okay.
So what I'm gonna do in class, I'm gonna tell you, do this, don't do that. You note what I just said. Do this, don't do that. It's a rule. You don't pay attention to the rule. You only pay attention to the answer.
Your answer gets 6. Should it be the problem? Answer gets 6.
Yeah.
So you say we don't follow rules?
You don't follow the. It's so simple. That all you need, for example, I don't need to teach you that 16 times 16 is 256.
Music at home.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't need to teach you that.
Yeah.
All I need is, if I show you how to multiply 2 times 8 to get 16, if I show you that process, the how, everything else, should I teach you that? Should I teach you 116 times 12? No, I don't need to, because now I showed you the method how to do that. The numbers, there's tons of numbers, and I can pick up any number to put in your exam, and then you're gonna complain and say, "But you didn't teach us that."
Because of it's. That's always the case. You already know, but then I had to go examine.
Yes.
So you were supposed to learn the method.
Yeah, the how.
It is the methodology that is important.
Yes.
Not the actual answer.
Yes.
Answer.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then method to 6
Yeah.
and the next day answer get 6. The step to bring it down, and it takes the entire page.
Yes, some takes an entire book. Just it depends on the level of mathematics we're teaching.
Yeah.
Yes, in school it may take half a page, but if you go to university, you would do an entire thesis on one problem.
The difference between a teacher and a private tutor. What is the difference between the two?
As a teacher, you are dealing with 200,000 students at the time. As a tutor, you're dealing with one person at the time.
Okay.
So then you are capable of seeing what the person's mistakes are. Then you concentrate on that person's problems and you coach them. It's like a coach. You coach them to do this and that. But a teacher doesn't coach. They deliver the message.
Yeah.
You are to take the message, decipher the message, and deliver it on your own book. The teacher is not a coach.
As a tutor, you let's look into, ever since you started with this, how many kids would you say you have worked with privately? And what has been your passing mark overall? Like whole level, let's say, ever since, how many kids you have worked with privately? So
I've never done a count there.
Okay.
I've always disliked tutoring.
Serious?
Yes, I have. The reason why I disliked it is that some people just wanted to pass. I hated that. And then whenever I find that I get bored, I don't want your money. I want people want to make difference in this world. So I never really made count. So you'll find there's stars and then there's moons. Moons, they actually bring the light to the earth. Stars don't, no matter how beautiful they are. So you can go around and tell a child, you're a star, so what?
Special friend, told you.
You need the moon. The moon brights the whole world. You
Yeah.
get one student who listens to you. I don't need 10,000 students. One will be able to help many students. And I've had students who do that, who listens. After listening, they teach others. I've done well there. I don't care if they get 20 or 40 or 50 out of 50. The results to me is, have I taught you enough to go teach someone else?
Okay. He's being politically, he's answering like an ANC cadre. No, you see, we delivered. We are working, chief.
Yeah.
We are working, chief. What I want to find out is would you actually prefer parents to go with private tutors as well, adding to the class teacher? Because you'd find out that a child is having a teacher, and maybe there are some issues cannot classy. Maybe or shy, they had a problem raising their hand, asking a question. I get that's fine. The confidence is high. They can ask questions when it's time to come and solve a paloda. It becomes easy. I find it difficult to do that, and with that, the confidence is not there to stand up and be in a situation where the class is there. Because what class in there are those people like us, both like just to disturb these moons which are there.
Yeah.
But they to disturb these moons that are there shining in class.
Yeah. To answer your question, think about it like this. If you were to search a subject on YouTube or on Google, how many videos are you going to watch?
Only one.
And if you're not satisfied?
The next one.
Alright. Generally speaking, somebody delivers you information about something and you don't get it right, then if you continuously don't get something right, continuously, and you're tracking. I guess the biggest problem is people don't even try to get things right or wrong. But if you don't get something right over and over again, then you need to ask someone else besides the person you see every single day. You need to go and say, okay, why am I not getting this right? Then the person will tell you, oh, this is why you don't get this right. So yes, is there a need for a tutor? Of course there is. It's just like if I'm going to go on YouTube and I'm not satisfied with a particular information that I got from this person, then I'll try to get it from somebody else. So similarly, if I'm having a teacher and then they deliver, I'll give you a simple example, If you are in a situation where somebody delivers you maybe spiritual knowledge, for example, if you didn't get it, you just ask somebody next to you, did you get what the person said? And they'll tell you, yes, I did. So you always some people need reference. About 90% to 99% of learners in this world alone, they need tutors. All of them. Because, okay, fine. To be honest with you, I've taught more than 50 learners in my life. And I don't take a lot. I take what I think I can make the best out of. And out of that many, probably 95% of them, I got them right. For what they want.
Those whom you didn't get right, when you go to their places, to their homes, would you say their environment, their situation, how they're growing up also plays a role in their education?
No.
Okay.
It's self-determination. If a person is not determined, generally learners are the ones who are creating misfortune for themselves. Like a parent may be interested in a child growing up well, but then they will have friends who said what they said earlier, that maths cannot be done. And
Then
then
you'll have music.
Yeah.
Big Nas will come and say, X, solve.
Yeah, right. And then you'll have someone who named himself after a ghost saying that it's cool to not finish school. Okay, and
Shut.
and then so all that that you can make it without. Not everybody. Some people can. And then they have the determination. Again, determination comes in play here. They have the determination to do this. Your environment, your friends will influence you. And the other thing is, even with relationships, you see this. People take and mimic relationships, let's say online, on TV, they think this is the real thing. Then you're going to spend your whole life thinking, my life is not right because my relationship doesn't look like that. Yeah, you are 12 years old, 13 years old, worried about this man doesn't like you, or this guy doesn't like you. Like, that's... Okay, when I say learners are the ones who actually mess up with themselves, forgive me, but let me put it blank. If I am dating somebody and they make me angry on Monday, when I'm in class, what am I thinking about?
You're thinking about them.
Yeah, I'm going to be thinking, as soon as I get out of here, I'll show him. Why did he do this? Yeah, but then you're not going to concentrate. Alright, number 2, there's a guy who wants to have sex on Friday. He's planning the whole week how he's going to do it. He's not in class. He is his own misery.
Yeah, some of us were just concentrating on playing soccer.
Yeah.
Today, if I got a spy too, get right.
So you don't know how to be. There's a spiritual teaching that says, forget the past, forget the future. Be now. So if all those activities you want to do will happen, but you haven't learned how to differentiate time. That now I have to be in class.
Yeah.
So be in class. Now I have to be. So concentrate, get this right, because mathematics, it's accumulative. Meaning whatever I'm doing now, I'm going to use it next year. And I'm going to use it the following year. It's accumulative. Whatever that you're gathering, you're going to continuously use it. So why don't you just finish with it now, get it right now, and then over time it becomes easier. You'll be able to do all these other things without being disturbed. The student who gets 97%, it's not actually what he's learning today that gets him 97%. He's actually, all that bulk of work that he's done for so many years, like I'll sit in class and then I'll hear the teacher speak. Whatever he's saying, I already got it in my head. I don't care what he say. I already got it because all those years, whatever, one of the things that people don't understand, people like to say, you can't read maths. Then who wrote it? For you to be able to write something,
yeah,
you should be able to read it.
Yeah.
Okay, and somebody should be able to read it.
Yeah.
So you can't read, what do you expect? So I'm sitting in class. The teacher is talking. To you, he's talking Greek.
Hey, for me, he's talking Swahili.
Yeah.
Cutting a ring. And then I'm afraid to ask.
You shouldn't ask. Because grade 8 and 9, you did not hear what the word linear means. You did not hear what the word quadratic means. So now in grade 11, they're using those words, linear, quadratic. You are not in class at all. Because these words are not
familiar. And you are going to grade 12 with the same knowledge that you have no idea what it's all about.
Right? So then the question says, is this a linear or a quadratic equation?
It's a linear.
Yeah. So you have created this problem that you think it shouldn't be read. And so I have this concept that I think if you get this concept right, you'll get everything math right. Math is a language. Everything depends on definition. Like everything. Okay? Everything in math depends on definition. If you can define every word that you hear in math, you're able to do the subject. I don't care what they tell you, what method works where. If it's a method...
Do you think also English plays a role?
Yeah.
Because remember again, the next thing, quad is quad 3 or 4. No, 3 is try.
Yeah.
Quad.
Right.
Quad. We don't talk quad. All one during the exam. Quad is 4. Oh, okay. Quad is 4. Would you say maybe also English might also add fuel to the situation?
So math's not written in English, first of all.
Okay.
It's its own language on its own. it's just the wording of what they want you to find, maybe in English.
Maybe, yeah.
But then otherwise, most of it, it's maths, the language itself. For example, geometry is not English. Okay, the word itself is divided into geo and metry. Geo means round. Okay, but it's not necessarily an English word. Algebra is not an English word. Those are the English people went out and collected here and there and there. But you have to familiarize yourself with the language in order to. You can't be sitting with us. People would say, okay, Vincent, you're from Pretoria, right? Yeah, they can tell because they can hear the language. Now, it becomes a barrier if I'm speaking to you and you're not hearing me, but we're supposed to communicate. Now, you spoke of something about Rwondaki. Yeah, well, if Rwondaki, let me agree on that. Then why, when you go to a meeting, you wear a suit? You respect the place. You overcome that barrier of what you think you are, but you wear according to time, place, and circumstance. So if you're gonna enter into a math class, that time says to you, what are you gonna be learning? How is it going to be delivered? I must be there. For me to be there, I must understand every word that this guy is saying. If I don't understand the word, I go home. I have there's something called a maths dictionary. You just have maths dictionary. Every word that you've heard, read it again and again. Because tomorrow, he's gonna use the same word. You're not in class. You are physically there, but you're not there because of one word. The entire thing is nonsense.
Yeah, we're talking maths today. We're talking maths. 3 books of maths. Special, man. Anyway, that is the recommendation. We were trying to break down the stereotypes, the notions that are there regarding maths. So, from me and Debza, peace and God bless you.